Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Patrick Jones. In the headlines, National 4-H Foundation holds annual general meeting in Belize City. PUP standard bearers in Cayo call for national convention. And the annual Yakshek Conservation Trust summer camp continues in Toledo. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
The Belize Tire Depot, your one-stop destination. What you will find is a first-class selection of solid, dependable, quality products from the names you can trust. We carry a full line of urea and SureTech tools and equipment to meet every need, from light maintenance around the house to heavy-duty fieldwork. Our tire workshop features the full array of Pirelli, Nexen, and Nankang tires for every vehicle and any terrain. Our trained technicians' #1 priority is to ensure you and your family's safety and security on the road. It's all here at the Belize Tire Depot. From reliable equipment, world-class time-tested tires, to sturdy, durable tools. Merchandise that's built to last with quality guaranteed.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town. Here now is the news in details. A group of standard bearers of the People's United Party have sent a letter to leader Francis Fonseca and party chairman Henry Charles Usher. The group of 12 met late last week in San Ignacio Town and has formulated a position where they are calling for a national convention of the PUP as a matter of urgency. In a post on his Facebook page this morning, the standard bearer for the Cayo Central Division, Daniel Silva, summarized the sentiments of the group, saying that last Friday's meeting concluded that, and we quote, "something has to happen," end of quote. According to Silva's Facebook post, losing 3 straight elections in the last 6 months is a clear indication that, and we quote, "the people are not buying what we are presenting to them," end of quote. Silva says that the 12 standard bearers who met last Friday in San Ignacio Town agree that there needs to be an urgent national convention since the last one was held 5 years ago. They say that it is a gross violation of the People's United Party's convention and that should be constitution, and is a first for the oldest political mass party in Belize to have skipped the process of holding a national convention every 2 years in the month of November. Silva is of the opinion that if outside of government the PUP can violate its own constitution, then the people will wonder what will happen when they are in government. Silva also flatly rejects any suggestion that there is not enough time for a national convention because of an anticipated early election. To use that as an excuse to hold off going to national convention, according to the former PUP minister, is to allow the ruling UDP to dictate the People's United Party's playbook. Silva's lengthy post ends by calling for a national convention of the PUP as soon as possible, which he sees as a key part of the party's preparations for national election. Silva says, quote, "It does not matter when Barrow will call elections. What matters is that we are in the best fighting form possible when that day comes," end of quote. And while the letter was sent to Independence Hall today, there has not been any indication of a formal response from the PUP Secretariat to the call for an urgent national convention. The 5th annual general meeting of the 4-H Foundation was held on Saturday morning in Belize City. Club members from all over the country traveled to the IT Vet compound for the AGM, which included the presentation of reports from the President and the Treasurer, and heard from the various leaders about the work they are doing in their respective areas. Manager of the National 4-H Youth Development Center, Luke Ramos, says the movement is alive and doing good.
It's on the move. Come, let's join the groove. We're very much alive.
Guest speaker at Saturday's AGM was Dr. Henry Charles, Regional Director of the Commonwealth Youth Program Caribbean Center, who deputized for the Minister of Youth, Herman Longsworth. In his address, Dr. Charles noted that the 4-H movement is a strategic partnership between young people and adults to the benefit of both sectors. The Regional Director of the Commonwealth Youth Program challenged those present to not blame anyone or look for scapegoats for the state of affairs in our community. He said that we are all responsible for what is playing out in our communities and nation. During Saturday's AGM, 2 members were unanimously approved to join the Board of Directors, as explained by Luke Ramos.
The board is actually comprised of 13 positions. Of course, you have the President, Ms. Margaret Nicholas, the Vice President.
The National 4-H Youth Development Center is located on the Hummingbird Highway in Belmopan, right next to the National Agriculture and Trade Show grounds. The board for the foundation is headed by President Margaret Nicholas. There are currently 8 4-H clubs around the country. A traffic accident on Friday night in Hattieville Village has claimed the life of a man. The victim has been identified as Miguel Cruz. Police say that around 8 o'clock on Friday night, Cruz was riding his bicycle on the George Price Highway near mile 13 when he was knocked down by a vehicle driven at the time by 38-year-old Esteban Hernandez. According to Hernandez, as he drove past the toilet paper factory, he saw something in the middle of the road, and when he put on his high beam, saw that it was a man riding a bicycle. Hernandez said he tried to avoid hitting Cruz, but could not. Cruz was taken to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Police say they have served Hernandez with a notice of intended prosecution. Another traffic incident, this one not fatal, happened in Santa Elena town on Saturday night. It happened on Carrillo Puerto Avenue at its intersection with Carmen Street and involved a Toyota Hilux driven by Maritza Ruiz and a smaller pickup truck. According to Ruiz, she did not see any other vehicle as she approached the intersection, and then suddenly the pickup truck crashed into the passenger side of her vehicle, almost flipping her truck over. In the vehicle at the time with Ruiz were her sister Jasmine, who had to be taken to the hospital for medical treatment. Ruiz's daughter and niece were in the back seat of the Hilux, but they were not injured. It is not certain what caused Saturday night's incident, and an investigation by the police is now underway. You're watching the 9 o'clock news. Coming up after the break, Yakshe Conservation Trust sponsors summer camp for young people in Toledo. We'll be right back.
You too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
The Belize Tire Depot, your one-stop destination. What you will find is a first-class selection of solid, dependable, quality products from the names you can trust. We carry a full line of urea and Shortec tools and equipment to meet every need, from light maintenance around the house to heavy-duty fieldwork. Our tire workshop features the full array of Pirelli, Nexen, and Nankang tires for every vehicle and any terrain. Our trained technicians' #1 priority is to ensure you and your family's safety and security on the road. It's all here at the Belize Tire Depot. From reliable equipment, world-class time-tested tires, to sturdy, durable tools. Merchandise that's built to last with quality guaranteed.
Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. The annual summer camp sponsored by the Yaksha Conservation Trust was held last week in the Toledo district. It is being attended by children between the ages of 8 and 10 years old from the area known as the Maya Golden Landscape. Cordelia Schall was one of the facilitators brought in to speak with the children about the main theme of the camp.
My name is Cordelia Schall and I am Oceana Field representative for the Toledo district. I was invited by Yashe to present on what we do at Oceana and of course our 3 major campaigns here in Belize. 1 being the ban of gill nets, 2 protection of our juvenile fishes, and 3 no to offshore oil exploration in Belize. I would like to thank Yashe for providing me this opportunity to come to their summer camp to present to the campers what we do at Oceana Belize. Because I believe that whatever is done to the ocean will directly have an effect on us. The kids are the one that will be our future generations, so they need to be educated at a young age so that they could think positive and be our role model and let the ocean and the environment on a whole live on.
Organizers say the camp had the participation of a number of young people from around the Toledo district who were taught various subjects. But the specific emphasis was on climate change.
My name is Julio. I work with Yashe as an education outreach coordinator. We have a 2-week summer camp based on the theme Children and Climate Change Take Action. We are in the first week. Tomorrow will be the last day for ages 8 to 10. We have been focusing a lot on what is climate change and what causes climate change, the impacts of climate change for communities, for people living in the communities. And we have been also engaging them in fun educational activities, and as well as we will be doing a field trip tomorrow at Halakte to see how people use their forest in that village. Also we'll be stopping at Rio Blanco to learn a little bit of the conservation work that both communities that Santa Elena and Santa Cruz is doing, and in relation to climate change as well. The main message that we want to give out to the kids is that climate change is here. We just need to adapt to it, and we want to educate the kids about what are some things we can do, and be it in your community, in your family, with your friends, and mainly to be able to adapt to it, because we cannot stop it, we cannot go back in time, but we can adapt to it and do certain things that will help us to live with climate change.
I feel excited during this week.
I feel really happy because we have a lot of games each and every day.
Financial support for this year's camp is provided by the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center and the United Kingdom's Department for International Development. Police in Ladyville are investigating the murder of a man in Burrelboom Village on Sunday night. The victim has been identified as 47-year-old Prudencio Gonzalez Sican. According to reports, Sican was killed sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock last night. Police initially said that Sican was shot in the right eye. At the time of his death, Prudencio Sican was the caretaker of a nearby Echo Park. The establishment posted a statement on Facebook today saying, and we quote, "The senseless and unwarranted action against a hard-working, skilled and versatile person leaves a hole in the fabric of our society." The contributions Prudencio has made through his work over the past 10 years in the development and maintenance of Bacab Eco Park are countless. End of quote. Police investigations continue. Authorities in Belmopan are investigating a robbery. The owner of Corker's restaurant told authorities that sometime between 10:30 on Thursday night and 8 o'clock on Friday morning, the establishment situated at the Hibiscus Plaza was burglarized. According to the report, an assortment of electronic items and jewelry with a value of $6,210 were stolen. Police investigations continue. A man has died and a teenage boy sustained minor injuries in a traffic accident in San Roman Village in the Corozal district over the weekend. 19-year-old Juan Gutierrez of San Victor Village was driving a single-cab pickup truck on Saturday night when he lost control and overturned about a quarter of a mile away from the Philip Golson Highway on an unnamed road. Gutierrez was flung from the vehicle and sustained fatal injuries. His passenger, a 16-year-old boy, suffered abrasions to the left arm and complained of pain. He was treated and released from the hospital. Police investigations continue. A gathering of Maya people from several villages in the Toledo district was held over the weekend in Santa Cruz Village. According to a press release issued by the Maya Leaders Alliance, the purpose of Sunday's gathering was to pray for peace and justice. The MLA release says that the Maya villagers, spiritual leaders, and alcaldes organized the prayer for justice in the community of Santa Cruz because they recognize that the issues facing Santa Cruz Village concerns all Maya communities and all of Belize. The statement says that through Sunday's gathering, the larger Maya communities lent their support and continue to stand with the Santa Cruz residents. The spiritual leaders focused on the significance of coming together as one and the importance of walking together in love and righteousness. They also prayed for all the community and government leaders. The statement notes that on Thursday, that should be on Tuesday, the group of 13 residents of Santa Cruz who were arrested and charged in the Rupert Miles detention incident of June 20th will be returning to the magistrate court in Punta Gorda town for the continuing of the case against them for allegedly infringing on the rights of Mr. Miles, as they attempted to evict him from the land he occupies within the village, which is in the archaeological area of Ushbenka. The news on the National Channel.
More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
you too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
In weather news, generally fair and warm conditions continue to be dominant factors in our weather. The general forecast for Belize and her coastal waters is for partly cloudy skies tonight. Showers and thunderstorms will be isolated. Tomorrow will be sunny with a few cloudy spells. Winds over the open sea and along the coast will be easterly at 10 to 20 knots. The sea state will be choppy. Low temperatures tonight will be around 81 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 70 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills. High temperatures on Tuesday will range from 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 96 degrees Fahrenheit inland. It will be a warm 82 degrees Fahrenheit up at the higher elevations. A low tide is set for 22 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning. The sunrise is at 5:31 tomorrow morning. The sunset is at 6:28 tomorrow evening. The extended forecast, valid through to Wednesday afternoon, is for partly cloudy skies with isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms at first, then increasing on Wednesday. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Ronald Gordon at the Belize Weather Bureau. For the latest on the hurricane season, here is the tropical update.
Expect a lot more scenes like this in Florida over the next couple of days. Big time showers and thunderstorms. And I know if you're watching this from Florida, you're like, what's the big deal? It rains in Florida this time of year. We tend to get these showers and thunderstorms. This is going to be more than usual. Trust me on that. And it's going to cause some flooding issues. Of course, you've got the typical high humidity across the entire southeast this time of year. But here's the kicker. You've got this stalled out front that's sitting right over Florida. And that will tend to add some lift in the air, and it increases the coverage of the showers and thunderstorms. Look at the forecast radar through the afternoon today. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff like this. Some street flooding you can see throughout the entire afternoon. Rain, thunderstorms, they'll tend to die down as the sun goes down. But through Wednesday, a lot of spots will see 2 to 3 inches. Some spots likely to see even more than that.
To end the news, here are the main points again. National 4-H Foundation holds annual general meeting in Belize City. PUP standard bearers in Cayo call for national convention. And the annual Yakshe Conservation Trust summer camp continues in Toledo. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.